He's fit, so we'll announce the team tomorrow. But it's a ground he knows pretty well. I think chatting to him and a couple of the other guys, it's probably in a bit of a different condition to what it is for IPL. The wicket looks really good, so he's someone we'll look at pretty closely. Yeah, disappointed after the first match. We weren't at our best. Everyone's pretty driven the last few days. Everyone's trained really well and ready to go for this one. Don't know, we'll judge tomorrow for the toss, but it's a beautiful stadium. I thought I had been here, but I don't think I have. But beautiful ground. The wicket looks really good. I haven't had a look at it today, but last night looked really good, really even, so maybe a bit of pace and bounce. So we'll see how it is tomorrow. Potentially, yeah. It looks like, when it's a good wicket, which that looks like, most of the games have been 300 plus. Yeah. I don't know, to be honest. I think he was okay. His prep leading in, was probably a bit lighter than he would normally have, but I wouldn't look too far into the last game. I thought he bowled okay, but it's pretty hard defending 200 and trying to create something out of nothing. So I think, I'm sure it'd be great out there. Again, if you have a bit more of a total to bowl to, he's one of our key guys. I think it's different at every venue. Here it's a few thousand kilometres away from Chennai. It's a bit different. Probably have another look tonight, see there's dew, but it doesn't seem like there's as much dew at this ground. It's kind of... I don't really have a strong opinion on the dew in one-day cricket. It's some games that the ball gets heavy and it's actually better to bowl at night, and other games it gets so slippery that it's hard to grip onto. So it's kind of... I don't know, it's a bit different to T20 cricket. I think that's... it's no secret that period of the game seems to be the most important in one-day cricket. It's the same for our bowling group. We've got to try and find ways to create wickets. It's tough sometimes to force something in the middle if there's a partnership on. So that's been much the same for the batters. How do we create partnerships? If they're bowling well, how do we shift the pressure back onto their bowlers and try and force their hand to make some changes? But I think it's a real delicate balance in one-day cricket of not taking huge risks, but it's not like Test cricket where you can wait it out. You have to keep the run rate ticking over. Yeah, it's another team that I feel like we play quite a lot against, which creates a bit of rivalry. I also always find with South Africa, I know we always match up quite similarly. Like they've always got some fast bowlers and some batters that take the game on. Maybe a leg spinner. So it always feels like it's a clash of two very similar teams. No doubt will be another great game tomorrow. Quite different. Everyone's 4 years old. Even the ones that haven't had kids are now, playing the second World Cup. You also throw a couple of T20 World Cups in there in between as well. So it feels a bit more, settled. Everyone feels like they know what they need to do. I think you're seeing a lot more people come train, put everything to training, but once they go away, they actually get away from cricket a bit more and spend time with their families. And so I'd say it feels a bit more well balanced. I don't think the actual cricket side of things changed that much, but outside of that, I think it's in a really good place. I mean, the intention is to try and play every game. I think if we won't be rotating bowlers really unless we have to. Someone's really fatigued or someone's managing a niggle that needs a bit of a rest. The intention is to try and have everyone on the selection table for each game and you pick your best 11. It's World Cup, you can't really take any game lightly. So probably later on in the tournament we'll look at that if we need to, but at the moment there's no plans. No update. I think it's tomorrow. He's getting a scan and seeing the surgeon to get an update. So hopefully in the next couple of days. I think I'm really happy with where it is. I feel like it's in as good a place as it ever has been. I think early in my career I found it a hard balance between kind of the Test cricket and T20, like getting too funky. I always find with with one-day cricket, your roles can be very different. Being an opening bowler with a ball that swings is very different to coming on first change, maybe bowling cross seamers where you're trying to almost defend and get your wickets through pressure. So it's a different kind of challenge to the other formats, but yeah, I feel in a really good place, and I enjoy the challenge of having to almost be prepared for anything in terms of death bowling or just basics, or trying to create a wicket out of nothing. So yeah, pretty happy. Yeah, I think the biggest challenge is you've got 10 overs. It's actually quite a physical format. I find it probably the most physically taxing if you're playing 2 or 3 games in a week. It's we're doing 15 Ks in a 50 over match. I think in T20, if you bowl one really good over, that can be match winning. I think in one-day cricket, it's not normally the case, and it's rare that the conditions are really in the bowler's favour, which is fine. It's just a challenge you've got to try and deal with. So it's it's tough, but I do enjoy it. First of all, it's a great legacy, so I feel really lucky to be in that position. But yeah, every World Cup's different. It's a different bunch of boys out there, so I don't know. It's great. I enjoy it. We're all in it together, the 15 of us who are obviously desperate to win. So I feel lucky to be in charge.